Hey, what's going on today? So, as you know, we are reading The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, and right now we are on uh, chapter one, basically. And so I've read, what would it be? One, two, three, uh, three sections of this chapter. These chapters are pretty long, so they get broken down into different sections. But for this first section that I've read into, it's basically talking about self-awareness. And so for me, um, I think I am pretty self-aware of who I am and kind of what I'm doing. Um, Maybe not so much emotionally or um, yeah, just emotionally for now that I can think of. But um, I do think that I am pretty self-aware of what's going on and why I'm here and where I'm at and why I'm kind of maybe not why I'm doing these things, but what led me here. So, but these first couple sections are talking about proactivity, and it's basically saying that your self-awareness allows you to um, go through the stimulus of what you're experiencing, but then within that, before you get to a response, you actually have a choice as to how you react to it. Um, which is for me, that's really cool to when you actually break it down, it's really cool to think about. And and I like to uh, I don't even know, but so yeah, it's just really cool to think about that you have a freedom of choice to kind of decide um, how you decide to react to what's going on around you. So if I don't know, anything random, like if your car breaks down, you're obviously, your first instinct is to get pissed off, be upset, um, you know freak out because you might need to go to work, you might you know need to be somewhere important. So it's kind of that, but then within that, you have the choice to not make that you know your entire bad day. Basically, it doesn't have to set your mood for the day. Um, that is an external stimulus that is affecting you, you know physically, objectively, um, but it doesn't have to affect you inside, subjectively, internally. And so, basically, for me, I think it breaks down into just kind of being able to, when something happens, kind of stop a little bit beforehand, stop after it happens and kind of really think about it and think about how to, what to do about it. Like, okay, if your car breaks down, what are you going to do? You call somebody, have them pick you up, call the tow truck, have it get towed into a shop, and kind of go through the steps of how you would normally handle that situation. Um, Obviously there's different things that, require different steps of the process, and some things you might not be able to um, think about, you might not be able to take a step back and kind of think about it. But it is kind of, I think that's kind of the key, and to kind of realize that, you are in that situation, but that situation doesn't, have to, you're not that situation. It's just a situation that's happening. And so I think that's kind of the current section that I have been reading, and I think that's very powerful for kind of realizing how to at least kind of ground yourself and kind of stay level-headed when instead of always kind of reacting to things, and kind of just something happens, you take it as it is, and then you just go through that cycle, and kind of you're just constantly going through the motions, basically, and basically just being stuck. You're not really progressing, because if the same things are happening to you every day and you're always reacting to them in the same way, you're just stuck. But if you sit back and you actually think about these things, and think about how you're feeling, or what you can possibly do to change these circumstances, to where either you do have a better response to them, or change the response itself to make it better, then that's also something to consider. So I think that's going to be it for tonight, and we'll get back to you tomorrow.